We're going to do these 3 achievements as Guanji Clique. They're the obvious choice as the only warlord with any resources, so they are the easiest one to do them with. There are also these 2 achievements you could do, but I did them once and never again because they are fucking horrible. You will be promoting some officers as Guanji Clique anyway, because they only have the 1 general. You will get a lot of experience from killing millions of people, but going out there and trying to grind up to level 9 is such a ball ache, it just takes fucking forever. If you're going to do it, have your 1 general who's killing all encirclements for the max experience, and for the love of God, don't pick someone with old guard, and prepare to lose hours of your life. We're going to go from non-aligned Guanji Clique led by Li Zongren to fascist Guanji Clique led by Li Zongren. Alternatively, you could go democratic or communist, also both led by Li Zongren, but no. Start by doing secure internal politics to get the 120 PP to have enough to hire the fascist demagogue. He's called a demagogue, but I've never once seen an event pop up, so I think he's just some arsehole that gives you ticking fascism. Build mills from the start and just only ever build mills. You start with a Type 88 gun, the 1918 one, which they first started producing in 1895. You might have heard for production reasons to not upgrade that, but fuck that nonsense. Nah, we're getting the best one all the time. Then we'll do these focuses over here, 2 civs, 2 mills and a 3rd research slot. Then we'll head down to do proclaim rival government, so that then all of China is our core, and also we get the same focus tree as the nationalists. The only focus I'd consider worth doing outside of them is cult of personality for the stability, but you have to do it before you do proclaim rival government, because you obviously can't go back to your previous focus tree. After the fascist demagogue, the next PP spend should be on the army offence expert, and the whole time you're just pumping out and trading those shitty divisions they've got there. When you've got 20 army XP, make them 16 width, and with the next 20 get bold attack. When you got the next 50, I'd go for operational reserves for the plus 10% HP and then just head down your doctrine. So obviously you're not going to have enough guns to equip all these divisions, but we don't care about guns, we're China, we care about men. Because we're a 2-party system, when you get to 40% fascism, you can discredit the government, which takes 10% off non-aligned, and it can't go to the other 2, so it'll go to fascism, which will push you to 50%. You will need another 100 PP to hold a national referendum to actually flip to fascist though. If you just let it go up to 50 naturally without discrediting the government, Japan's going to have taken way too much territory by then. You want to pick up the popular figurehead for the plus 15% stability at some point, but we needed the PP for the national referendum and we've got a load of debuffs to get in it anyway to begin with, so you can't afford him early on. Because all of China is our core now, we can justify it quickly and cheaply. So frontline your troops, but don't forget about Yunnan because we're obviously going to make war of all of the Chinese United Front, which will give us the first achievement, assuming the Xinjiang has actually joined the Chinese United Front, but they will have because you're going into the war quite late. When they do actually join, it seems to be random. We could obviously just manually justify them if they're proper arseholing about. And you need Xinjiang to be involved because you need to have all of the Chinese states to get those 2 achievements. And also Xinjiang is where the Uyghur are, and someone needs to go in there and abduct their children and forcibly sterilize the adults. So we'll declare war on this fake Chinese state. We are the one legitimate Chinese government around here. And yes, Mr. Hirohito, I'd love to join your faction. I'll do my best for you. They call me Li Loyal Zongren, you won't regret this. And thank you, Mr. Mussolini too. I'll never forget this, we'll never end up at war with one another. And as you will see, as I'm part of the Greater East Asian Co-Prosperity Sphere and all of China is my core, all the land that Japan is taking is going to me. And it's never not going to go to me. Because it's my core, it'd be cheap as ships taking a peace deal. But that's irrelevant because my good and loyal emperor friend Hirohito, he's going to use his war score to give it to me anyway. What a fucking G. But we're getting ahead of ourselves a bit there. Without the benefit of collabs, this war lasts for 3 years, so let's speed this up a bit. You could do collabs yourself if you wanted to speed it up, but my computer's quick and I've got literally nothing better to do, so I won't.
Let me play a sad song for you on the world's smallest violin.
China will definitely die, but it'll take a while, but that's okay. You start with the first of the mass assault doctrines done, and we'll carry on down there and get all of the right side done. And when you get to the one that gives minus 0.4 to combat width, we'll make the division 16 width again by sticking another 2 battalions in them. Because we're going for basically a pure infantry army, we'll focus on these technologies. But we will research artillery at some point, and when we've got the second one researched, we'll start producing it to stick it as a support company. We won't waste our time on the first one because it's out of date shit. And like I said, Japan is using their points to give you China, but only nationalist China. So just make sure you get all the warlords taken as well. For the love of God, don't let communist China or Xinjiang go free. Because by the time this war's over, world tensions are 100%. And if you manually justify them on them, they might do something fucking retarded like joining the Comintern. But like I said, it's all your cause, so it's super cheap, so you can't not get everything. And look how fucking wham we are now. At some point during the war, I researched a transport plane because we need to get to the Japanese home island somehow. I like that sneaky old trick of capping France when you're a fascist miner. You can launch your paratroopers as long as they don't have any planes up. You don't need any planes apart from the transports. Also remember to research paratroopers during the war because that takes fucking ages. And we may not have been rushing about capping China, but we will get a bit of a move on now, because Japan's going to go into the Philippines soon, and the Allies will actually fight us in the peace deal, unlike our kindly friend Hirohito. So we don't want them to get too much war score, so we'll get all our troops set in the north. And don't forget about Indochina now that Japan's took it from Vichy, and guard the coastlines because we don't get naval invaded. And as the one true legitimate China, we have endless manpower, so let's get them lazy bastards out their house and on the bloody coast. We've got 50 transports now, so we'll kill that line, we don't need no more. The only army advisor we had to begin with is a regrouping guy. But all of our generals obviously basically instantly got infantry leader, so we can hire an infantry expert. They're all commanding 24 divisions, but only one of them got skilled staffer, so that's an army logistics expert as well. We've got a few convoys from Cap in China, and we've got one dockyard, but we'll do this focus while we're in a factory with Japan to get the one below it, to get another 2 dockyards, so that we definitely have enough convoys to send 3 full armies over to the Japanese home islands. So we'll leave the faction, and sometimes that gives Hirohito the cojones to just fire on you, but not this time, so I'll do it on him. Again, he owns some of our cores, so it's quick and cheap. The war goes ready, so we go in. We just concentrate on the north, we're not overly concerned of what's going on in the south in Indochina. We'll do a bit of probing down there, see if we can get some opportunities to circle some divisions to pump up our war score a bit. But it's a supply shithole, so we really don't want to be fighting there. And paratroopers are finally researched, so we'll design the divisions and shit a few of them out. Like I said, our focus is on the north. When I left the faction, I really should have redone the front lines. I had one on Menguko, one on East Bay, and one on that one-tile connection we had with Manchuria. When I left the faction, I could have redone the front lines so they're all covering everything, but I didn't, because I didn't think. Failure to prepare is preparing to fail. Don't be like me, be better. So yeah, mindlessly running in is the order of the day. There's no skill required. I don't want to hark back to how Xi Jinping is batty in the Wuhan market, but with China, all we care about is men. The difference being now we do actually have unlimited guns as well, and unlimited artillery, so we're not as incompetent as we once were. So we're just going to push them out of the way in the north. Once Manchuria caps, they run out of supply and everything will die, and then we'll go into Korea and we'll build an airport in South Korea. It's the only bit of the mainland that we can reach Japan from. There are plenty of ports we can range from there that we can choose to land in and around. We'll go for Osaka and the unnamed one just above it, which I believe is Maizuru, which will cut the home islands in half. And we'll also drop around Nagasaki as well. The most annoying thing about Japan is faffing around with all the front lines. So we'll send a couple of random divisions out to Shikoku Island and Yakushima Island as well. And then we launch the paratroopers. As I said, no air superiority required. And we'll send 2 of the army groups over there. And the other one will send that to Nagasaki when we take that. And we will just mindlessly run through again. Being as incompetent as Paradox are, Japan doesn't defend the home islands. Hopefully with this update they'll do something better like the UK does. Though the UK is not really that hard. It went from extremely easy to just easy. So that is basically all she wrote. It's just the peace deal now and bitching with the allies about it. For the achievements, we don't need any of the territory in Indochina, so I'm just going to keep an eye on that to make sure I don't accidentally click on any of that stuff and waste my war score. The wars in Europe and Asia got merged because of the tripartite pact when I declared on Japan, so I can't actually see how much war participation I've got. But it seems to me like the Allies did sweet fuck all, so I think I should get everything. But I really want everything, so I really don't want to have to cap the Allies. And I did, so I think, oh, you know what, I will have Indochina actually as well. Oh yeah, and Siam, I'll have them as well. And the navies, thanks. So that's the battle cry achievement done, 2 of the 3 we set out to do. So our Q per million manpower, and that's the other one done as well. So that's all them 3 done. Though if you want to do it that way, you might have to get a bit of a wriggle on. You've got to hope that Japan will be better after the update. But obviously they won't. Germany's no harder to beat after Gotterdammerung. I'm joking of course, I love this game. If it was any harder I'd be crying like a bitch. I played sheep mod and Finland just sat there when I was the Soviets and I couldn't do anything.